Hi people, welcome to the Cowbridge kitchen. We're here exclusively to show you guys how to cook like a pro. Okay, going to show you some tips, going to show you some tricks and a few little nifty workarounds so that you get it right first time, every time.
Okay, so this video is going to show you how to make a bolognese, standard bolognese for spaghetti bolognese and everything, but with a bit of a twist. What we're going to do with it, once I've made it up, I'm going to show you how to transform it into 3 dishes. So we're going to make the standard spaghetti bolognese with it, we're going to make a chili out of it, and we're going to make a lasagna. Okay, so we're going to get 3 dishes from this one product. So I'll show you how to get this bolognese made up, and then follow-on videos on my channel will show you, using this this product, how to make it into, like I say, lasagna and chili and so on. Okay, so let's get this sorted out. Okay, so we're going to start off with some diced onions. Okay, you'll find a video on my channel on how to dice these onions up. Pretty simple process. What we're going to do with these onions now, I'm going to mix in a bit of lazy garlic. Okay, yeah, I said it, lazy garlic. You could use a garlic clove if you want, a bit of oil, but hey, lazy garlic works just as well. I'm going to throw a splash of olive oil into that. I'm going to get that mix made up. We've got a pan down the stove. What we need in the pan is a nice lump of butter. Okay, just a little lump of butter in there. And we get that on then to melt down. Okay, and once this is melted down, then we're going to add the onions and get them simmering away. Okay, so that's then done. Okay, what else we did as well, we've got some red pepper here, again, which we've diced up. You will also find a video on my channel on how to do that as well. So they're going to go in with the onions, with the garlic, into the melted butter. Okay, there we are. So now that butter's pretty much melted, we shall scrape in our onions. You can hear them cooking already. We're doing a nice little mix, okay? And then we're going to scrape in our red peppers. There we are. So you can get those 2 things into that mix there. Turn the heat down. We don't want to burn them, we just want to cook them. We are going to cook them for about 5 minutes or so until they're nice and soft. Okay, so the secret to making this bolognese is the paste. Okay, so we're going to make up a paste to flavour it once we've got it all cooked. Okay, so over here we've got a few ingredients that we're going to use to make the paste. Okay, so we'll go on over now. We'll get that paste made up, and then we'll show you what to do. Okay, so what ingredients are we going to use to make our paste? Okay, we've got we're going to use some ketchup. Okay, some just standard tomato ketchup, 1 OXO cube. 1 that's like a dessert spoon of brown sugar, some tomato puree. I'm going to use a tiny amount, a minimal amount of chili powder, some veg stock, and I always like a nice bit of tarragon in mine. You can use this or you can use fresh tarragon, either or. Fresh is going to be better, but this is, you know, for convenience, this is going to work okay. Right, so what we're going to do first of all, we are going to open our OXO. Hopefully that's going to work without making me look stupid. Yes, screw me out. We're going to grate that OXO now, get that all ground down into our little paste bowl. Okay, so there's our OXO in there. On top of the OXO, we're going to add a nice teaspoon and a bit of some veg stock or veg bouillon. Okay, with the chili powder, like I said, such a tiny amount on the end of a teaspoon. Okay, hardly anything. It's not to make it warm, obviously, because it's a bolognese. It's just to give it that little bit of a sense of danger. Okay, tarragon. If you're going to use the dry stuff, get a good teaspoon of that in there. Okay, brown sugar. There we are. Okay, I'm going to put 2 teaspoonfuls of brown sugar into there. There we are. Two of them. Tomato puree. What we're going to want is just a generous squeeze of it, you know, as much as you like, really. I'll show you what I've got in there now. I've got that much in there, okay? So up to you how much you want to use. Probably about 4 teaspoons in there, I would have thought. And then with your ketchup, okay, again, you want quite a good amount of ketchup, okay, so here we are. Okay, so we've got a nice ketchup-y, tarragon, herby sort of mix there, alright. What we're going to do with this, make it into a paste now, okay, we've got a kettle with some hot water. Pop some hot water in there, you don't want too much, just enough to make it into a paste. Okay, so the smell coming off this paste is pretty spectacular, to be honest with you. It smells beautiful. Now, if you smell that, that is pretty much giving you a good indicator of what your chili, or your bolognese rather, is going to smell like and taste like, okay? So there's our paste, and that will go into our mincemeat mix in the pan once our onions and our peppers are soft. Okay, so at this stage now, we've got our red peppers and our onions and garlic, indeed. They've been cooking in here now, simmering away for about 5 minutes or so. They're nice and soft, okay? So what we're going to do, at this point, I'm going to add just a small teaspoon of flour. Nothing too much, okay? 1 teaspoon plain flour into there now, just to thicken that butter up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so get that plain flour all mixed in. We've got about 250 grams of mincemeat, okay, nice lean mincemeat there, 250 grams of that. Tin of chopped tomatoes, which are going to make our base sauce, and some Italian passata. And this stuff you can buy, well, you can buy in Tesco or any supermarket really. This one comes with a bit of basil in it as well, so it's got some herbs to add with the tarragon, because basil is something you want in there. Okay, so right, we've got that cooking away now. A good tip with these tomatoes, if you want to, if you don't like tomatoes, even though they're chopped, what you can do is put these into a container, get a potato masher, and mash them out, almost into a puree, really, if you like. I like tomatoes, so I'm not going to bother doing any of that. Basically, what we're going to do now, we're going to tip our tomatoes in to our pan. Hey, lovely sound. Okay, so that's cooking away now. What will happen is that butter, it'll thicken that juice up a little tiny bit. So we get the heat up on that, and we're just going to let that cook now for about 5 minutes, just so those tomatoes can catch up. Okay, so these tomatoes have been cooking now down in with the onions and the peppers for about 10 minutes or so. So what we're going to add next now, I think we had 250 grams here of mincemeat. Okay, so we're going to add that now into the mix. I'll just get that in. Okay, once that's in, what you want to do with that is just chop it in, okay? Chop it in, don't necessarily mix it in. Just get it all incorporated into that mix that's already going on in there, okay? Okay, we're going to add a couple more fluids now. I've got about a shot glass here, okay? 1 shot glass of red wine. Get that in there. Mix him in. Lovely, lovely. Okay, and then we've got the Italian passata with basil. Okay, so you know this is always quite adds quite a nice taste because of the basil. So we want to get about half of one of these in there. There we go. So at least half of that fluid in there, and get this all mixed in. Okay, at this point now we've got our secret ingredient that we made up earlier, the paste. Okay, so we've got our paste here, as you can see, looking pretty lovely. This is going to go straight into this pan now, okay? So get all of this into our pan, like so. Okay, already smelling pretty good. Mix that up, and as you can see now, what will happen is that the colour's going to change. Okay, and the smell changes pretty much instantly. As soon as that paste is added, that smell
is pretty beautiful. Okay, I'm going to pop the heat up a little tiny bit just so we can get it cooking. And we're going to put a lid onto this pan and leave it cook for about 15 minutes. Okay. But if you've ever watched any of my other videos, you know that I don't like lids on pans. So I'm going to put a plate on there because it gives me somewhere to put my spoon. We'll leave that cook now for 15 minutes. Come back, take a look. Okay, so our bolognese has been cooking now for 10-15 minutes. So we're going to take that out, give that a little bit of the smell come out of that. Wow, it's beautiful. Take a little look. Okay, our bolognese is now nicely cooked. And that's it. So we'll get that onto a plate. Take a look at this is the finished article. But like I said, what we'll do now is we will use this bolognese mix to make a number of other dishes, which I'm going to put up in other videos. There we are. Okay, over to the serving area. We have our bolognese. Yo, look at that. Looks absolutely fantastic. With a little bit of garlic bread. Homemade garlic bread on there, nice cheesy garlic bread, which incidentally I'll put up on the video as well. That is going to taste fantastic as a bolognese, as a chili, or as a lasagna. Okay, wow, can't wait to get my fork into that.